we're going to talk about something that's kind of hard to nail down. And we use it all, we talk about it all the time, but I feel like most of the time we're all operating through our own definition of what it means. Culture.
Culture.
Culture. So when you think of the word culture, just give me words that come into your mind.
Tradition.
What was that?
Traditions.
Tradition. Language. I heard art. What else?
Language.
Language.
Rituals.
I heard custom.
Heritage.
Cuisine.
Custom.
Cuisine.
Rituals.
Art.
Experience.
Ritual.
Cuisine.
Cuisine. Experience. They don't have to be like, they can be abstract if you want. I mean, these are abstractions, but I mean, they can be
Matrimony.
like knowledge.
Matrimony.
That's good.
Pa, pa, not man.
Getting married.
Matrimony.
Pa, pa, pa.
Knowledge.
No, not the M, but the pa.
Patrimony.
Patrimony. No. I'm not that involved in culture. It's patrimony.
Okay. I was going to say you're so fancy.
Oh, not matrimony.
You're so fancy. Okay, keep going. Knowledge.
Dance.
Dance. Should I? Okay. Dance.
Those are art.
I'm doing the terrible thing when I have my back to you. I'm trying not to do that. Knowledge. What else?
Believe, practice.
Believe.
Sculpture.
Practice. Sculpture.
Culture is part of culture.
Sculpture.
Transmission. Transmission.
I like that.
Transmitted.
Good.
What's culture?
Transmission. Culture is transmitted.
Sculpture. Like a statue.
I don't have the beautiful handwriting that Annie has. Forgive me. More. This is when it gets a little trickier, right?
Ever changing.
Ever changing. That's
Yeah.
neat.
Movement.
There you go. That's your wrong answer. It's what culture
Evolution.
means to you. Because remember, it's subjective.
Ever changing evolution. Yeah.
Legacy.
Legacy.
Identity.
Identity.
Oh.
Is it?
He said heritage, right?
The word patrimony.
Community.
Patrimoine. What is it in English?
Community.
Shoot.
We don't speak French.
What else?
Individual
Oh,
values.
that's patrimony.
Values.
Values.
Religion?
Religion. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, religion is a part of the culture.
I-O-N. Yes.
Dance. Did we put dance
Education.
down?
I did put dance, but I can write it again if you want.
Ethos.
Ethos. Ethos, morals. Morality.
I think that's it.
It's good?
Yeah.
You happy with that?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So,
Good student.
we want you guys to get in pairs. Find somebody who's, and this will be pretty easy in this classroom actually, where we were excited about it.
So what we want you to do is, now that you have an idea of what culture is how people live in groups as a society. What I want you to do is I want you to go around the room and I want you to find a partner who has a different culture from your own.
Oh, we don't have
Nobody's
to.
seen.
Just
If
close
you
your eyes
know,
and
if
pick
you
it.
already know, that's okay. Okay?
What up, girl?
You'll be able to find somebody pretty quick.
Got it.
Okay?
I don't know.
Alright? Now, what I want you to do, okay? Alright, look at me. I would like you to ask. Sorry. Oops, not ask. To write down. To write 5 questions. About your partner's culture. Write 5 questions about your partner's culture.
What's your culture? I have a question.
Yeah.
So 5 questions like that I'm going to ask my partner about their culture?
Okay, so let me give you an example. What is your favorite? What food do people eat in your culture?
I guess, right?
So just writing.
Yeah, you're not.
No talking.
You're not asking.
Oh, no talk, oh,
No
no
talking.
talking.
You're
Not
just
yet.
writing the
Just
writing.
Are we saving space between the questions for answers?
Yes. Put a space between the answers. But if you want to put them after, that's fine.
You know what? Do we all look the same to you? Colombia. Talk about the struggle.
Writing questions.
Alright.
Writing questions.
Mine are gonna be pretty.
Now you can refer to this for ideas. Okay? Good luck traditions for marriage.
Like with something old, something new.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Good. Okay.
So now you're going to interview your partner using the questions that you wrote down.
Okay. Interview. Ask your partner.
Okay, you can ask me.
Then you can go first. Simon goes first.
Okay, you'll go first.
What is the main ingredient in dish?
Our aim of the
They're getting a lot of people. Okay, let's see. Main religion.
Alright, finish your last question.
And then my question was, what is the holiday
Alright, so today we want Christmas.
Nothing soft, everything's liquid here.
It's called Dia de las Mujeres. It's like the sunset.
So we do
Yeah, well, they like to kind of meet the time. So like we stay up on any weekends all around the house. And then we do the same on like kind of like
Alright?
Oh,
Alright.
it's just Spanish.
Alright, so what I would like to do now is you've compared your culture to your classmates' culture, to your partner's culture. But now what I would like to do is I want you to think about your experience in the United States. And what I would like you to do is to make a T-chart. This is a T-chart. Why do we call this a T-chart?
comparing two things.
Yeah, we're comparing two things, and it looks like a T. It's in the shape of a T.
America.
Okay. So what I would like you to do is I'd like you to think of as many ways your culture is different or similar to American culture. I want you to think, how is it similar, so the same, how is it different? How is my culture different?
You want us to write it on the same T-chart? Or did two separate ones?
The same. It's the same.
For our culture or our partner's culture?
For your culture. For yours. So now I want you to focus on you. So for example, Veronique would put American culture and French culture.
Women. Okay, so now what I want to do is I'm going to go around and I'm going to ask you to share one thing that's similar to American culture, from your culture, and then one thing that's different from your culture to American culture. So, you want to start? Do you want to start?
Okay, wait a minute.
Oh, no, we can start over here if you want, if that's okay.
Okay, you start.
Okay.
One thing that's the same.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
So, what's your culture first? Like, how do
Well,
you
I'm
identify?
from Panama,
Okay.
so I was born there. I came here when I was 5. I went back every summer until I was about 16, and now I stopped for a while. Now I go back. So I identify more as like that's my home, and then here I live here.
Mhm.
So something that's the same as it is here. The holidays are pretty much celebrated the same. Christmas, New Year's, Independence Day obviously is a different day, but it's celebrated the same way. Something that's different, which we were talking about as well, I guess it's because maybe they're smaller countries. There's a lot more familiarity with each other. Everybody knows each other. I mean, it's also has to do with the fact that everybody's probably related, but there's a lot of familiarity with everybody, and everybody knows each other. People look out for themselves, and I guess because it's a lot bigger. I mean, I don't know all of my neighbors. I just know maybe the 2 that's next to me.
Mhm.
So that's
Awesome.
something.
Well, I'm from Cuba. I came when I was 30. I think similar, pretty much everything. They have managed to replicate food, and I think the only thing that I'm missing, well, not anymore, but because I've grown up a little bit, is unannounced visits. In Cuba, pretty much you just show up and knock on the door, and they'll be, hey, what are you doing here? And of course, you have to get used to not doing that here, because it's considered, very rude, to say the least. But it is one custom that I really miss, because you don't have surprises anymore. And now that you have Facebook, even less. So when you meet somebody, you don't have anything to talk about because you already know everything about everybody's life, because if you have Instagram and Facebook and all of that, then you pretty much have nothing to talk about. So unannounced visits is one thing that I really, really, really miss.
I come visit.
Oh, no. Sometime next week. Bonjour.
Dr. Perkins, do you want to participate?
I enjoy being the silent observer. Thank you.
Okay, talk, go ahead.
Okay, so I did Japan and U.S. I never lived in Japan. My father's Japanese, so I've been a couple times, including living there for about 6 months. But the things that I said were different. Is that in Japan there's that the idea of sameness and it not standing out is really a kind of is very very common. You don't, whereas in the U.S. value everybody wants to be an individual, and you stress out what an individual you are. In Japan, it's more you want to stress how you belong. And then I said for similar is that now we have a very similar concept of celebrity, and like celebrities as being cultural icons and have worship in both the U.S. and in Japan. I'm not sure where else, but those two countries are very much celebrities are pedestal.
Oh, these are so cool. I love that they're like deep culture things, not like surface culture things. They're awesome.
Okay, things are similar. I think I'm gonna have to go with Jennifer. So the holidays and kind of the fashion, that we kind of pretty much dress the same. You can't really tell if you're from Brazil or from America if you see the way that we dress sometimes. Different for me when I came here, the biggest difference was the personal space. And until now,
Like
I
there was
struggle.
more personal space or less? Like
Oh
in
no,
the
we're Latin. We just laugh and touch like, oh my God! And over here, you don't have that. And I was telling Eric, when I was working in Oman, there were like 60 of us, and people from Canada and Britain and so forth. And somebody told me, oh Andrea, this person said that, like you have to stop touching people. I'm like, touching people? What do you mean? Yeah, because because I speak with my hands, like, oh my God, you see, oh my God. And this is no. So until now, I really have to, watch myself because the personal space. Thank God in Miami, so there are a lot of Latin people, so we kind of share the same touching and crazy stuff and being loud and stuff like that. But it's a struggle for me.
It's a struggle for all of us.
Right? Kids,
Yes.
you can hug,
Yes.
the students here, God forbid you cannot touch them. So all these things, it's like, it was a culture shock for me.
Alright, well, I guess as far as culture goes, don't necessarily identify with either being Colombian or American, so I guess I'll take a hybrid of those two. Similarities or something that's similar. I guess patriotism or like that sense of like national identity. Colombians are very proud people, and they want the world to know who they are as a culture and what specifically it means to be Colombian. And then America has that strong sense of patriotism as well, and everything country related is gets emphasized, and I think that's pretty cool. And then as far as something that's different, at least in my personal experience, the idea of like the family unit, or what it means to be like a family. Over there, everybody seems to be, or in Colombia, everybody seems to value like time spent together. Whereas here, everybody kind of like does their own thing. Everybody has their own room. At 18, you move out. Parents want you to go grow up. In Colombia, that doesn't necessarily happen. It's not uncommon for people to stay home, late 20s, mid 20s. Here, I think that's not as common. So that's one thing.
I'm the parent of one of those.
There you go.
Yeah, the same.
Not to knock on anybody, because it's whatever, it's a cultural thing. But that's one of the things I've noticed that's different.
Okay, my turn. Okay, well, I'm very culturally mixed, so I'm French and Congolese. So I have
like a lot of culture. So that I can think about which one is which. But anyway, the same, I will say, for example, women's place in society in France and America is pretty much the same. As far as difference, I'm going to take something superficial, maybe food, because everybody went so deep. With food, yeah, I'm going to do something like with food. The place of meals here is not as important in America, but in France, it's a whole ritual about eating and sharing time, because that's when you meet with friends and you have, I was explaining to Eric, like one of the meals, like it's a huge meal where everybody could, it's almost like Thanksgiving, but the thing about it, because you take your time and you really carefully choose all the meals and the drinking and, and it's fresh ingredients. So it's a lot of put into that, like dinner time. When I was growing up, it's at 8 o'clock and we're watching the news actually while we're eating. And that's, I'm sorry, not uncommon. And then people are more liberal, yeah.
As fast as you can.
Yeah, exactly. You eat fast and you don't stop. And then, I just thought about another thing. For example, nudity. Nudity is a big deal here in the United States. It's not in France. When I was growing up, as a matter of fact, there was a show, like it's a parody of political parody, and there was always a lady that would take off her bra on TV at 8 o'clock when all the kids are watching, and it wasn't a big deal, But now that I'm here, when I go back, like I go there, I'm always like, oh, Mom, don't let my daughter watch that. But she's like, what's wrong with you? It's like,
I heard
accepted
someone from France also mention how in America there is a lot of violence on
Yes.
television, whereas
much more. Yeah.
less so in the States. Go ahead, Andrea.
Okay, well, I'm from Ecuador, and the same as my colleagues from Central America and South America, we have very strong family bonds, meaning that we do everything together, even when our children are 24, 25. So I am a mother of two, 29 and 24, and they still ask me, what should they do? And they ask me for permission, and they are asking me for blessing all the time. Like they open the eyes, send a message, please bless me. And before lunch, they say, please bless me, I'm going to have lunch. And at night, please bless me because I'm going to bed. So that's something which is completely different here, right? So the children like doing things with their friends, but we like doing things with our family. So when I was there, I remember we never, ever ate if one of us was missing. So if my son came at 10 p.m., well, we were waiting for him at 10 p.m. So that's something which is completely different, which is crashing for me. So, okay, here people are more materialistic and we are more idealistic. We still believe in ideal things. And for the similarity, I think both cultures value their historical background and they are proud of it. So that was what I can say.
You're the last. Okay,
Yeah.
last but not least.
That's for that.
Dog, you have 5 minutes. 3 minutes. Come on.
I come from Vietnam, and Vietnam belongs to Asian. So I think I stand for Oriental culture. So I think Oriental cultures and Western cultures share values similarities. I've seen many different features more than similarities. So the first point I should say about family bond, not like really as strict as Europe, but share the same with the Colombian, because there at the age of 18, if you just in case you have to go far, you have to leave for a place for your study, it is okay. But if you automatically leave your house for your personal reason, it means that you have some troubles with your families or you are kicked out of the house. Yeah, until we state, the children are expected to live with their parents until they got married. And even my case, I got married and I have children. I have one child. My husband and I still live in a complex. Live in a house next to my parents-in-law, and they are ready to take care of our children. And when I talk to my husband, talk to my grandparents, I'm gonna take my son here, and say, okay, please do not take them away, do not take him far away from me. Okay, son. And so family bond, they highly appreciate. And one thing I really like, very difference is about cuisine. Here, people just like fast food, hot dog, hamburger, and pizza. Yeah, I asked like when I asked my friend what is the traditional food. Yeah, they said, and they named those things for me. But back home in Vietnam, we prepare food all the time. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, all the time. And we have a rice all the time. Rice with the like other kind of food. And one more thing about religions, it is melting pot. In here is a melting pot. A lot of it, religion is very very diverse. But back in Vietnam, there are two cultures which are dominant. It is Buddhism and Christians. I belong to Buddhism. And the last thing I just want to mention, it is about education. Here, it seems to be, to me, it is more liberal. Creative, learner-centered, more than back in Vietnam, because we inherit the legacy or the inheritance of, you don't know, but it belongs to Chinese.
Confucius.
Yeah, Confucian. Yeah, Confucian. Yeah, so very strict, and the teachers and the rule or the principle are highly appreciated. You have to follow. If for some in the class I speak something opposite to teachers, I will be like subject myself to punishment. Yeah. So even though it's not so strict, but still, yeah, that's it.
That's awesome.
Good job. You did a very good